Step 1, wake up early, gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Yo. Set your affirmations, aspirations. I got shit to do, the aftermath of preparation. Good food, good mood, blood in circulation. One step at a time, yeah, that's how you make it. Set a goal you control and the steps you take them. I try to pick one thought, have some concentration. And if I make a mistake, it's called education. I try to do this every day, call it replication. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 So life ain't easy, yo, I think there's a reason though. Ups and downs, just like every different season, yo. Sometimes I'm high, other times I'm barely breathing, though. You always gotta fight and hide from the demons, yo. Negative thoughts are poison, they rot. Head full of flaws, so here come the clouds. They'll never stop unless I can swap all the bad for the good in my head when I'm lost. Yeah, so I'ma fake it till I make it. Positive thoughts are overtaken, I got patience. One day at a time is how you operate a cadence. A flow, you grow, you show yourself a foundation. Stay away from all the shit that causes temptation. I know that I like to do it cause it's sensation. I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness, do my best, man, I'll take it. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. 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 Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.
Wake up, really gonna rise with the sun. Step 2, get some good, some food in you. Step 3, think real hard about what you wanna be. Step 4, everybody just do your thing.
As you wake up in the morning, you want to find the latest, greatest information about criminal cases and have an intuitive conversation about the suspects associated with these cases. Head over to the Bullhorn Betty channel on YouTube. Get breaking news right here on the Bullhorn Betty channel. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty Coffee Club. Enjoy your stay and enjoy your day.
Welcome to the Bullhorn Good morning, my beautiful people, YouTube, Facebook, and X. It's nice to see you bright and early this morning. All right, enough of that. Enough of that. Okay. We got buttons. We got buttons to push over here on the Coffee Club. It's nice to see you. I'm Bullhorn Betty. We cover true crime. And today is one of those days where we're just trying to unpack all of the crap in this case. So we went back to the beginning. We are looking from February 26th on. We went through it. We watched everything on the ground because let's face it, we weren't involved in the case at this time. We weren't involved in anything. We were on the Riley Strain case and we weren't very much paying. I think we may have ran one little disclaimer like we do when we open up the show. And we were talking about maybe Sebastian Rogers in just a 5-minute segment on one of the shows for Riley Strain. But other than that, we really didn't know this young boy. We really didn't know his story. We weren't here for that. And then there was a TikToker that had like 96,000 or 80 something. I don't remember. She had a large following on TikTok and she really wanted everybody to come from Riley Strain's house to this house to start, or Riley Strain's area to this area to start working on Sebastian Rogers because Riley had been found. He had been found deceased in the Cumberland River. Obviously the autopsy has come out and, he was intoxicated to say the least, which we knew that by the video evidence that we were seeing and pursuing as we were aiding, trying to find where he could have been. Obviously, he disappeared in a 6-minute window in a half a block radius, and it was rough. It was rough. We had no idea where he was or what was going on. 14 days later, he ended up surfacing in the Cumberland River. And of course, his mother and family were devastated to learn the news. We saw a mother grieving the loss of her son and is still grieving the loss of her son to this day. I watch a lot of, videos and documentaries. And there's a lady that I was just watching yesterday. She hasn't been around her daughter for 14 years. And the grief of the homicide still, it's hard for her to talk about her daughter, her adult daughter. Every time she says her name or shows a picture, she's in tears. She's absolutely, utterly in tears. And so this is kind of what we expect when we see grieving parents. And it's the one thing that we have not seen on at least one side of this case. The mom and stepdad, we've seen more disgruntled, showing face in front of the limelight of social media and mainstream media, their local news. But when it comes to actually putting foot to pavement, we have obstruction, 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 obstruction. People being followed, people being harassed, people being threatened, serpentine belts being cut. We have 2 incidences of that. We have tires being popped. Thank God for me, but I never really left my car. Nothing happened to my vehicle, but I'm sure had I exited my vehicle or went searching, something would have happened to my vehicle. I do believe that there is one camp causing all this chaos. They have associated themselves with all the felons of YouTube to help with their damage control. That's my opinion. It's good to see you. Denise was the first person to say good morning to all of us. It's nice to see you. Janet, it's nice to see you. Emma Louise, it's nice to see you, my love. Mr. and Mrs. Car Guy up in the house. DNA. Lisa B always says she's number 4. This is something that we do here because we have so many people that come in the mornings and we don't really do the weather, but we should. Okay, let me tell you about Florida. Florida right now, I'm pretty sure my county is in the area of a national disaster area at the moment. We have another hurricane churning and burning in the Gulf of Mexico. So we'll be riding this out. I'm praying to God this roof lasts this hurricane season. We know that 2 years ago, the roof and the flooring and the fence did not survive. Okay. And we were able to find enough money to put the roof on, but I'm praying and keeping my fingers crossed that I'll keep the rest of my fence, but it's not the end of the world. I do have a chain link fence, and there is other mechanisms I can use for privacy if the wood fence finally comes down. Like, I'm missing half of my fence. So it's like at this point, I just need to pull the rest of the fence, go back to the chain link fence, put up some type of curtain between the two houses on both sides of me, and just call it a day. It's a quick, easy fix. It'll give me everything I need, the privacy, it'll look nice, and I don't have to worry about the stupid fence falling over again, because let's face it, my chain link fence has lasted through many, 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 many hurricanes and hasn't failed yet. Wood fence, not so good for Florida. Okay. Vinyl fence is way too expensive and does not hold up in Florida, especially during hurricanes. And I don't want to be constantly replacing a stupid fence. So I just don't have the time. The plumber didn't get here yesterday. I forgot because I had court. I posted a sign on my front door that said court proceedings in progress. Please do not disturb. I forgot to remove the sign. So the plumber came here and he chose not to disturb me. So I had to call him back. Today I had an electrician come here because every now and again, it doesn't happen all that. I've got a lot of equipment back here. And I know it puts a strain on my breaker box. Okay. And so occasionally, every time I pop my microwave open prematurely, it'll kick the breaker. Well, I decided might as well see how much it's going to cost just to slide another breaker in there. No big deal. Well, apparently it's not that easy. So it sounds like anyways, long story short, I had 3 major issues that need to be resolved. One issue is $2,400, one issue is $2,200, another issue is $2,200. And so I'm like, okay, so we're at $7,000 for the electrical. Uh-huh. Yeah. Oh, 0% financing. Really? Oh, okay. So what's my payments? Oh, a Mercedes-Benz. Gotcha. Gotcha. Well, that breaker ain't bothering me that bad. Okay. Now, I'm just joking. Actually, in all fairness, I am probably going to move forward with one of the repairs, and but it's not going to be until after the plumber. I told him, I said, look, my plumbing, I've got to back up. I'm praying to God that it's just as easy as, doing the little rotor-rooter thingy and getting me, back up and running. If that's not the case, my plumbing issue takes first priority. So I didn't want to get the electrical under contract and then find out I have to replace my freaking drainage system. Pray to God that that's not, knock on wood, pray. Everybody say a prayer for more, Betty, that's not the case. But I did want to get through the plumbing aspect before I made any decisions on the electrical. So I very well may decide to go forward with the repairs for the electrical. I think it'll be, the only thing I hate is this, my freaking house has no attic. So for them to rerun and give me more outlets in this office. And then another issue is am I really going to stay in this office? Because the other side of the house, Vince's old room, which I don't go in it except to wash clothes and stuff. It's basically a junk drawer for the house. And I'm thinking, because it's a much bigger room, I'm actually thinking of moving the studio into that room and actually reconfiguring this room to make it a guest room instead of the guest room being on the other side of the house. I haven't made a commitment to that, but if I do that, then I'm probably going to need to do a little more extra electrical, because I got to have a cooling system in there. It does have AC, but it's not as good of AC. And with all the equipment in there, it's going to be, like freaking hot. So, and this is the coldest room. That's why I set everything up in here. So I'm not sure what I'm going to do on that. And then the other option is just making some of these minor repairs and, possibly selling this house. This house has kind of outgrown me. And I would like to have a house more centrally located in Florida, but I really don't want to move out of my home county. So I got a lot on my plate that I've been trying to, go with. But I just thought I'd give you guys an update. Plumbing issues not has not been resolved yet. I haven't seen the plumber. But getting back to Lisa B, always, please, if you guys are going to do your numbers, also put the weather in there and where you're from, because we got a hurricane going on in the state of Florida. And I don't know how many other states it's going to be affecting, but yeah, I who knows? I might be floating away soon. Anyways, Jenny Mount, it's nice to see you. Shining Star, Nini, it's nice to see you. Gypsy, good morning. Linda, I think I said hi to you, Emma, but I've just chattered for so long. So if I didn't say hi to you, good morning. Kendra, it's nice to see you. Me and my son's favorite song in the morning. I know we got away from it. Because I wasn't in the office. I was going through all the court stuff and I just didn't want to be in here. I wanted to be relaxed because I've been so stressed out. But at the end of the day, we're back in the office. We need to have our regular shows where we don't have to show you on you guys get the side by side. It looks nice. It's beautiful. You guys can see better. I can be put on your phones. I can be put on your TVs and I can be put on your computers. And if for any reason you're working, shh, don't let your boss know you're listening to a crazy blonde woman with a freaking bullhorn. Okay. You might get fired. I'm just saying. I have to put money in the cuss jar if it's not me cussing, right? Sonia, what are the rules? Little Fig, it's nice to see you. SRK, good morning. Oh, hold on. This is my plumber. Hold on. All right, I'm the next call. Woo! Plumber here, taking care of my, you know what? What does my thing say? Hold on, let's just make sure it's up here. I wasn't meaning for it to be literally implied. Apparently, God is comical. When the crap gets deep, put on boots. Put on boots. Melanie, it's nice to see you. Good morning, Dawn. Crystal Pistol, DNA. It's nice to see you. Nola's mom. Big hugs and kisses. Janet, it's nice to see you. Oma, enjoy in life. Oh, I like that. Enjoy in life. I like that. Crazy times. Yes, it is. Donna, it's nice to see you. Mama Bear is up in the house. Marla, Miss Holly, it's nice to see you. Mary, our beautiful Outer Banks is here. MTB, it's nice to see you. West Virginia, holla girl. It's nice to see you, love. Nice to see you. It's me, Jen. It's nice to see you, my love. I was talking about you in front of your face if you went back and rewind last night. I was talking about the spritzer you gave me. I put it on the back of Delilah's neck, and my mom came in a few days later and it's like, your dog smells like chocolate. I'm like, no, it doesn't. No, she doesn't. She smells like vanilla mocha. Nice to see you, Karen. Good morning, Victoria, our beautiful unicorn, Indiana. I got your message. Thank you so much. I love getting your messages. Miss Lee, mom of 3. It's nice to see you, which reminds me, we have a code. Let me see here. Where's my code? We have a code. I think it's this one. Please tell me it's this one. Yes, it is. Okay. We have a link. This is for Hypnotic Hippo Design. Let me copy the link, put it in here. And we have a promo code. A promo code if you guys would like. And she does custom design vinyl stickers. Custom design vinyl stickers. And you're going to want to get yours. I looked at them. They're awfully cute. And we have, if you want 10% off, you need to use your promo code. Your promo code. Oops, I hit the wrong button again. Dad burn it. I keep working on the Apple or the MacBook, and then I come here and work on the Windows. And I keep and the control and the alt and stuff are opposite. It drives me nuts. There you go. Oh, I put it in twice. Dad burn it. I didn't get the hold on, let me go back and get the code. Copy and paste. Here's, you're going to have the code if you want a discount. There you go. There you go. Nice to see you, my love. Nice to see you, my love. Oh, Swan, welcome to this crazy place, this crazy family we call the Coffee Club. Welcome aboard. It's nice to see you. Sorta Morta, I'm that bee mama bear. Good morning, my love. Our granny is in the house. It's nice to see you, my love. Paula, I'm only going to be able to do a few more. Oh, our beautiful Ren. It's nice to see you, my love. True crime addict. Dwight, it's nice to see you. Suka, I hope I said that right. If I didn't, I apologize. Nicole, it's good to see you as well. And our beautiful Just Deb and Sonina. If I missed you, I see Alicia. It's nice to see you, my love. If I happen to miss you, I do apologize. This is a warm welcome to everyone here. Our mod squad. I see B. Betty, Pebbles, Crystal Clear. I love it. Gigi for life. It's nice to see you all. Good morning. Good morning. Many of you guys know, as we were just talking about Sebastian Rogers' case and how so many people have been threatened. And these are people that are really going out to try to help. Why would anybody threaten people going out and searching for a young, missing 15-year-old, medically needy boy? That does not make sense to many of us. And so I wanted you guys to see this screenshot that did come into me. I think it was last night or early this morning. And it says, this is from Evil CJ Media and Investigations. I guess that's CJ. I never had an opportunity to meet him. I came first in mid-March. I was 1 hour from Hendersonville and was warned. I was constant for the first 3 months. We were there, and a reason we had to back away, couldn't let my team members be in danger. Be in danger. This has been a constant in this case since the beginning, and there for a while, we literally had no clue who was causing all this riffraff. For the searchers, for the community members with boots on the ground. But it started becoming very, very obvious who the instigators were, who were the ones ripping down the signs, who were the ones causing problems. And then we opened our ears and we opened our eyes and we started seeing who the problems were. And quite frankly, it's very, very alarming for me to sit here and say that 95% of all the problems, all the threats, and all the harassment of the people with boots on the ground has come from this boy's mother and stepfather and their camp, and the people and felons, the felon creators that they associate themselves with in an effort to do damage control for self-preservation purposes and not for the finding of their missing boy. I have been threatened. I have been stalked. all because of and thrown in jail. All because of my dedication to this boy and this case. And then we're hearing people are getting damaged, property damage on their vehicles. I will tell you, when I have an opportunity to go back out there free, and when the community and the county understands I have a right to be there and move freely and speak freely in their community, let somebody touch my car. Because I hate to tell you, my car comes with audio and visual. Let me get your face on my cameras. I do press charges and I show up. I do press charges and I show up. People need to quit harming, injuring, and threatening people that are there searching for a 15-year-old boy. That needs to come to an end before people start going to jail other than people that don't commit crimes. Okay? Because at some point, Sumner County is going to have to start arresting actual criminals. I know it's a little far-fetched for a community like that. But at some point, they're going to have to start arresting the criminals. At some point. Going back, there was one little thing. We're going to kind of take a step back. What do I mean by that? So we've been following this case. We've been going from February 26th on up. Right now, we're at March 7th. But there was some information that came to me just in the last few days that we've overlooked and did not have access to. Not that it's going to really clarify a whole lot for us, but it's definitely interesting. It's definitely interesting. And it is the helicopter footage from February 27th. Now, it's about 45 minutes. I'm not going to be watching the whole 45 minutes. I will drop the link, not for you to do right now. Just clarify that too, okay? Not to do right now, because we're talking. We don't want you going nowhere. But when you have some downtime, save this link and go watch the whole thing for yourself. I'm about to put it up on the screen. Hopefully we have sound. I have technical issues on StreamYard. They've been profound for quite some time. But it's always with the audio and the dropping of so hopefully it doesn't do that. But here you guys go. This is the helicopter footage of February 27th. Good morning, Seth. It's nice to see you, my dear. I hope you're doing well. I know, well, I shouldn't say it like that. Well as you can. This is the day. This is from the helicopter. I think what's really noticeable here is we can see that the trees, some of the trees have leaves on them, some of the trees don't. That was one of the biggest concerns. People were telling me that trees don't have leaves this time of the year, and while most of them do not, some of them still do. So that's one good thing, but we can see through the trees because the trees are fairly bare. That was one of the concerns. Hey, Rod, it's nice to see you, my love. That was one of the concerns that many people had asked about the trees at the time. Well, here's a good view for your visual of what it looked like that day. See, not all the trees are completely, and they're all the same type of trees, and not all the trees are missing all their leaves. Some of the leaves are actually brown. This must be that construction site, I would assume. That has to be, that's the construction site. There's their community right behind there. There it is, a full view of this community. And as you see, look, boom. No big heavy equipment. There's no equipment here, y'all. There's no equipment here. Remember the big old piece of equipment that was sitting there to keep people from their community going into this community. Well, that big piece of equipment on February 27th was not on the road. Was not on the road. There's the evidence that it was not there. Again, I know people were back and forth whether it was there, whether it was not there. Princess says it's despicable how Ellie is silent. Makes you wonder why. Damn it. This is a 15-year-old special needs child. I would be raising Cain if I lived in the jurisdiction. How do we know others are safe? Great question. I don't know the answer to that, Princess. I have no earthly idea. Those are a lot of the same sentiments that we hold here on this channel, and why it's so difficult for us to really understand why law enforcement isn't doing more to engage the community. We have a missing 15-year-old boy that needs to be found. We all know that until this boy is found, there is not going to be one scintilla of charges. So why are they dragging their butt on releasing information so people can start sending in leads? Every time a major update is had on the Sebastian Rogers case, it inspires people to call in leads. It's that one missing nugget piece that's going to break this case wide open. And quite frankly, the only hindrance I see is a very stubborn, pompous, and arrogant law enforcement body. Just saying. Okay. So there we have it. Now we see it in real time, February 27th, early morning of February 27th. So we see that their community and how wide open everything is, and all the trees and bushes and stuff that line over here. That's concerning. There's a lot of wooded areas on that side, but for a boy that does not like dirt, does not like bugs, does not like dirty water, is he really going for the forest? Is that really going to be in his mindset to go toward the forest? He's got major things he dislikes. I just look back here. I mean, you can clearly see. There it is. All that right back there. You can clearly see a forest. This is his community. 1, 2, 3. This right here looks like his house over here. Right there is I think it's this one or this one. That's the corner house. So it's got to be somewhere right here. So that's got to be where he resides. And then you see all of this forest-like landscaping just on the other side of Long Hollow Pike, which I have to think are pretty treacherous areas at times over here. But in all fairness, would he be going across a major, because Long Hollow Hike stays pretty busy. I was on there. I had to wait for cars because I was posting flyers up and down there, getting down in the ditches, because that's where the poles were. And it was pretty busy. I had to be a little careful crossing the road. They have semis come through there. They got big trucks that come through there, cars that come through there, but it stays pretty, it flows, all day. Would he be willing to cross over that, to run for the forest? Would that be in this young boy's mindset when we've learned he doesn't like dirt, bugs, or the outdoors, basically? Okay, he likes swimming pools. So there might be some lucky possibility of him wanting to go swimming in a swimming pool, but that's not what we're looking at here. We're looking at a child that hasn't popped up in any swimming pools, hasn't popped up on any videos, and has no scent leaving the home. That's what we have. So I thought this was pretty interesting, getting the lay of the land from literally a helicopter. We can see all of the dense foliage on the other side of Long Hollow Pike. We see this, community. We see several pools in this community. Their home did not have a pool, and it looks like there it is. There's their house right there. There it is, right there. You can see the work van. You can see the white. There it is, right there. And let me stop it right here. They were focusing in on it. Hold on, let me see if I can get a clearer picture. So there it is. You can see the truck. I don't know what that is. Maybe a trailer. You can see the work truck. You can see 2 vehicles sitting out here. I don't know if that's law enforcement or not, and a detective, but let me just go back just to here. And what was I looking at? Okay, we need to come just a tad bit closer. All right, here. We're going to stop here. So this is their home. Oh, let me put it up on the big screen so you guys can see what I'm doing here. So this is their home right here. And this home directly across them has this fence. And then they have this fence. In between this fence from this house over here, can you guys see my cursor? No, you guys can't. There I am. Oh, there we go. So between this house here, there's the cursor, and their house here, there is a walk space between the fence. They're not connected to one another, is what I'm trying to say. Typically, when like here in Florida, when we have our community or our neighbor, typically what we do is we will take our fence up to their fence and tie our fence into the back of their fence. So, you know, another resident doesn't have to pay for a second back fence if you could just attach to your neighbors, right? But here, they all had all 3 sides to their fence, and so did their neighbor behind them. So there was a walk path, and I guarantee that walk path has to be wide enough because it's well kept. This community is well kept, so it would have to be wide enough that you can get a lawnmower through there. I don't see anybody mowing this without a riding lawnmower. Okay, these are big, you know, large properties. I can tell you, y'all seen what I did when I had to mow my yard. And my yard's not near as big as theirs. It's pretty big. It's not quite a 1/4 acre, but my yard is a fairly nice size, especially in the back. So that walk space is kind of where we saw those lights kind of come from. In the area in which those lights ended up being seen on that camera, that was way over here. This is where the camera is. Oh, let me put it back on the big screen. This is where the camera is, right here. That saw the car parked right here. Somewhere, actually, it was probably parked right about here. And this is where the light source came, right there. Okay. And there's like a little culvert that kind of angles down and collects some water right here. But there's the car. This is the path. We know that there's a way to get out and around this fence behind the house to go to that unmarked car that was over here. So I just wanted to show you guys that from the bird's eye view of this helicopter. Very, very interesting footage, in my opinion. Very interesting footage. And that's pretty clear imaging as well. There it is. There's the culvert right there. Right there. See the culvert? It doesn't look like they had to go down into it. Let's see if we can back it up just ever so slightly. No, we don't have it. It's right angle. We need to push it up just a little bit. But you can see it right there. This is the house with the ruckus video. This house right here. Was it this one? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was that one. That's the ruckus video house. And there's the trees right there that obscured the view. These trees right here, from the angle of the camera over here, those were what caused the ruckus video because it wasn't light coming from over here, angling that way and giving this appearance on the garage. It was actually the lights from inside the garage being in the sticks and stuff on these trees moving in front of the camera and the lights in the garage that made it appear what it did. In my opinion, the car was back here and would not have been seen in the lights from the garage. The garage wasn't reflecting toward them or from them where they were in front of the light source, in my opinion. Hey, Mr. and Mrs. E, it's nice to see you. And this is the house that had the camera. And this is the one that had the stationary light that ended up giving that view on the back of the unmanned vehicle. So like I said, this is about 42 minutes. I haven't looked at the entire thing yet. But I just wanted to show you guys some perspective issues. Hey, Dee's mystery obsessed. Good gracious. Good gracious. Can't speak today. But wanted to give you guys kind of a perspective of where things were in the important stuff. Now, is there some more important stuff in here? I'm sure there are. I just haven't had time to really review this. And here's the school, This is the school that the mom allegedly went to check. But from my understanding, I'm unsure that she ever got out of her vehicle and walked into the school to find out whether or not her son walked to school and put himself inside the building. Now, you see right over here, this is Worsham's. Oops, let me get this back up. This right over here is Worsham's, okay? Here's the turn into the school. So here's the school parking lot right here. And there's a high school, and I'm pretty sure this is the middle school, if I'm not mistaken. I think there was 2 schools in here. And I'm not sure what this was. This might be an elementary school for all I know. I don't know. I just know that this right here is the Beach High School. There's another school in this area. And this is a road that goes right out to where? Across the street from what? Worsham's. Right there. This is how close that Worsham's property is to the school, which is only down the road from Sebastian's home. Why is this important? Because many people, about 6 people, have come forward stating that they believe they saw the step-grandmother 15 minutes before this child was even known to be missing. So at 5:45, it is alleged that people saw the step-grandmother in her QX80 Infiniti SUV sitting right over here. So I wanted to make sure everybody had the perspective. You can get out here, over here. You can pull in over here. You can go out over here, and you can pull in over here. So it's like this little shoe. Actually, it's an upside down J, right through the parking lot. And it takes you right to Worsham's. So I think that is also very, very interesting, because we heard from Miss Bobby that the mom drove out of her garage, down her driveway, and immediately out the community toward the school. We have heard, again, I can't confirm or corroborate this, so we're going to take this as conjecture or opinion or rumor, but rumor has it the mom only drove from the house and into this area around here, and then back here and back to her home. That's it. No searching of the community, no driving up and down the roads. The camera caught her leaving, the camera caught her coming back. That's what we have learned. That's what we have learned. But that's not the crux. I know we are almost, to our hour. Don't worry, we're not leaving because this wasn't really the star of this show. We watched the Duchess interview, and we watched the very first, because we're on March 7th as we're going down this chain of events. Okay. We started on February 26th. We listened to all of the news articles that went from February 26th up to where we are right now. We also learned that on March 3rd was the very first interview that the mom and stepdad agreed to take. And I truly believe it was a dry run for their next day with WSAM or SMV rather. They started on this very small unknown channel named Duchess, and that was their dry run. Then they had to go before the WSMV people, and this is the same day that and I'm pretty sure they got a whiff of it the night before when they did the Duchess interview. And then the March 4th is when they went to local mainstream media to finally talk about their missing child. Now, mind you, he was medically needy. Literally seconds matter in a situation like this. Seconds. Okay. Seconds matter in a situation like this. And the parents chose to clam up and not say a word to nobody about their missing child when seconds are the matter of life and death in situations like this. That is the first and the most notable red flag in this entire case. What took them so long? And why would they come forward on the heels of this case taking a change and moving toward foul play? And they're up there, oh my God, poor me, poor me, poor me. And WSMV ladies got to say, I'm sure Sebastian's in there somewhere. Right? Odd. So, one of the most key and notable things taking away from those two interviews by them is one, there's no mention of garbage being taken to the road. Not one mention of it. There's not one mention of the mom leaving the home that morning in either of those interviews. None. So no garbage. He went home. He got there. Their statement was 6:30, came home. He went in his room and played. And she told him to go to bed. He popped his head out, said, good night, mommy, good night, puppies, and went to bed. That is basically the statement that was stated in Dutch's interview as well as the green shirt interview. However, Dutch's was the first one that the stepfather needed to be crystal clear and wanted to be transparent related to a 3-hour phone call when his wife, whatever she is, fell asleep and was snoring in the phone for an hour and a half before he started screaming in the phone saying, hey, wake up, you got to put the kids away. Excuse me, the dogs away. Right? Put him up and go to bed. Why does he care where she sleeps? Is he really that controlling? I mean, if I fall asleep on the couch, do you think my mom is coming out there to wake me up and say, hey, can you move to the bedroom? You know what she typically does when I'm staying at her house and fall asleep on the couch? She leaves me there until I wake up and move myself. Just saying. Just saying. We start getting into, excuse me, into this case taking a turn. And now foul play is being entertained. And they're scaling back the searches. And then we have the green shirt interview. Now we have the hands interview. So far, their son has been missing now for, what is April 26th? Let's do date to date. Date to date. Why not? Date to date. So we're going to use February 26th, 2024. Include date as one day. Yep. Okay. And then we're going to go to March. And this happened on what date? We'll do March 3rd. No, we don't know. I want to know what date this is. This is released on the 7th, so it most likely was done on the 6th, potentially. So for calculation purposes, I'm going to put the 6th in here. Okay, March 6th, even though it was released on March 7th. I believe the actual interview was taken before it was released, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. So we are talking about 10 full days. Okay, 10 days have lapsed since Sebastian Rogers disappeared. And in this 10 days so we got 10 days. Let me write that down. 10 days. And that's from 2/26 to 3/6. Okay. So now we're going to change this one to March 3rd to March 6th. And that's 4 days. So in 10 days, they gave 3 interviews. And those 3 interviews were only the last 4 days. Okay, do you guys understand that? So they gave 3 interviews on day 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. They gave 3 interviews in a 4-day period. But the prior 6 days, they didn't say a word to anyone. The date that they decided to break their silence was the date that this case took a turn to foul play. I have a problem with that because most people come out when their child is missing and demanding people to please search everything and begging them to call you, begging them to call law enforcement, begging them to find your child because your child is missing. You very rarely see the parents come out when the case takes a change for the worst and it's possible that the child may no longer be here. That's when parents typically go and hide and console themselves until they're ready to speak. And that usually only happens for about a day or two, and then they regroup and now they want to fight for their loved one and move heaven or earth to find their child because they don't believe their child is gone. There's nothing that's going to convince a mother that their child is gone until they've turned over every stone. So why in the world would this concentration of interviews happen so late in the game? And moreover, we had no faces on Dutch's, their dry run. We had their faces on the WSMV interview, which they received a lot of flack because things didn't make sense. They were laughing. They didn't act like parents of a missing child that had been missing for well over a week. And now they're ready to come out for a third bite at the apple, trying to redeem themselves. But they refuse once again to show their face. And this is what we dub the hands interview. I'm wondering, are we going to hear some filling in of the blanks in this particular email or video? And it is possible.
Katie Proudfoot, Katie, Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
Chris, Chris.
Give me just a moment before we go further. I wanted to thank all of our subscribers and people that have donated. I just want to make sure that we get everybody. Vicky, thank you for being the newest member of this crazy group. We got the Coffee Club. Coins needs a boot. I don't know what that means. I'm sure my mods would take care of it. Our beautiful Ginger Girl, 5 Bullhorn Betty memberships. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership, please don't forget to tell Ginger Girl Thank you so much. Our beautiful, it's me, Jen. I would say, welcome to this crazy crew we call the Coffee Club, but you already been part of this family for too long. We love it. We love it. You know how it rolls. You've been here. Oh, we're welcoming Allegedly with Brittany J. Thank you so much. God bless you for the love and the support. Welcome to the crazy crew we call the Coffee Club. Summy says, Super Heart Ye BHB. Thank you, Summy. It's me, Jen. Gifted one Bullhorn Betty membership. If you received your Bullhorn Betty membership from Jen, please don't forget to tell her thank you. Billy B says, looks like police didn't do their job properly at the beginning. So sad. That is my belief as well. And our beautiful Brenda, it's nice to see you this morning. Thank you for the super sticker. God bless you guys. Now we'll get on to the hands interview. Please hold some questions until after the video is over. Otherwise, I won't be seeing them. And people in the chat, of course, can answer your questions. But if you want me to discuss them or give you my perspective, you may want to wait until after this has been completed.
His last name's Proudfoot, Proudfoot.
So, I mean, first, just as parents, tell me what the last now over a week has been like for you two.
Horrible beyond words. This was an experience.
She's too calm when she answers that question, but I want you to notice their hands. This is all we can focus on. You see no tensing of the hands. You see, when people are grieving, they don't realize how tight they're squeezing. When they're being really strong and they need somebody to be there for them, they grip and they don't realize they're gripping. Have you guys ever had a situation like that where you had a family or friend that was going through a lot and you're there holding them as they're grieving? Their hands clench on you and they don't realize how hard they're holding you because they need you to hold them and they don't realize it. You see the very relaxed hands rubbing each other. This is the first time we've ever seen them touch each other in any interview. This is the first and last time you ever see them make body human contact with one another in any interview. Just thought I'd point that out, which I find is awfully weird when you have loving family, because usually they're consoling you, they're rubbing your back, they're handing you tissue to wipe your tears, they're letting you, they're constantly reassuring you, stay strong, you got this. This is saying these are all the emotions that are missing when life is just falling apart and blowing up in your face.
That I would have never dreamed would come. Honestly, I can't put words to how hard this has been and how much it hurts not knowing where my son is.
No shaking.
Where he's at, if he's okay. Just horrible is the best thing I can say.
What about for you?
It's rough. I mean, we are on day 11, no answers. And the horrible things that people say just keep rolling in, regardless of taking time to consider the facts. And, assumptions is what they're going off of. But, for us, we sit here and we wait, and hopefully we'll get an answer, or hopefully he walks through our door, which would be amazing.
I was going to say, how badly do you both want Sebastian to just walk through that front door to get that call?
I'd give anything. In a heartbeat, I would give anything.
It's not measurable. Let's put it that way. There's no measurable. Anybody says, oh, it is. You've never sat in these shoes. You've never been in this situation. And I don't ever wish for people to be in this situation.
And what's Sebastian like? What's his personality like? What does he love to do?
He, for the most part, is happy. He likes
I just wanted again to remind everybody that now we are 2 minutes and 17 seconds into the interview, and they talked about themselves. Now, 2 minutes and 17 seconds into an interview, now it is prompted by the interviewer to talk about Sebastian. Still, no photos. You would think that they would have photos around them. They'd want to show their face. They'd want the whole world to see how distraught they are without their son, asking the boogeyman that took their son to please give him back, saying his name consistently and constantly, Sebastian Rogers, Sebastian Rogers, and talking about Sebastian. Why do they do that? Because whenever you have an abduction, you want the abductor to look at the child as a person, not a thing. And so it's a very, very, very important that you constantly personalize this person for any type of abductor. We're not getting that in any of these interviews, that they're talking to an abductor, that they're talking to somebody that took their child. It seems to me so far how hard life is for them without their son, or the heat on, raining down on them because of their missing son.
Just to laugh and joke and tell you all about everything and then some. He loves games. He loves video games. He loves to play with his Legos. Even building things with me. We build little projects here and there, but he's
all right, we did see a ring. We did see a ring. Right there. We did see a ring. So she's the only one that wears a wedding band. The stepfather does not wear his. Interesting.
He's always a character.
Good point, Roxy.
Are there any weird tendencies that he has that might be able to help people find him in this search?
I don't know how helpful to finding him, but he fidgets constantly. He loves.
How would that not be something to help find him? Somebody fidgeting. Okay. That seemed a little odd.
Shiny pennies, paper clips. He's always whenever we go to the grocery store, he always looks on the ground and looks under the register counter, and he's always looking for shiny pennies everywhere. Paper clips. He loves to bend them out of shape and play with them, fidget with them. He loves playgrounds.
So he likes little things to fidget with, but he left the house without anything, according to the mom and stepdad. How do they know if he likes little things to fidget with? Was all the coins accounted for? Were all the bent paper clips accounted for? Just something to consider, y'all. Just something to consider. I'm just going off their statements.
I mean, we've said it before, he likes fishing and things like that, but
cats. Boy loves cats.
He does. He loves cats. It's his favorite animal. I don't know. He's just...
lost for words. They don't even know what to say about their own son. Is that, to me, that's sad. To me, that's sad. Let's just go back. I want you to hear this again.
I don't know. He's just... he's a good kid.
There are no leads, nothing caught on video. Your son has been missing for 11 days now. How does that make you feel as parents?
I mean, I don't have words to describe how I'm feeling right now.
Who is sitting here? There's a body. I never noticed this before. There's somebody else in the room. There's somebody else in the room that's out of view. Somebody leaning forward. Right here. There's a body in this chair with a red shirt. I never noticed that before. Never noticed that. I wonder who was there.
I mean, every day is harder than the last. I mean, we're out, we're looking, we're trying to make sure that everyone stays looking and doesn't let his face fall to the bottom of a feed.
I don't believe that is a producer, because when we're there, it usually it could be, but typically when Olivia and I are there filming, we're both in the camera light, and I don't know. I would think that a producer would be sitting on the other side of the camera, not in the view or around the table. I don't see that being, I mean, it's possible, but not typical of where a producer would be sitting in a room giving an interview, just FYI.
Or get covered by some other nonsense. I mean, we just want our boy home.
When you walked in Monday morning and didn't see Sebastian in his room, what was your gut reaction?
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic in the way that I did. And basically
she keeps describing the sheer panic that she exhibited. So why could she exhibit this sheer panic off screen but never show this sheer panic on screen? It seems like when this happened, yes, it would be shocking to the soul and upset a mother, but I would think a mother would be even 10 times, 20 times more upset 11 days later than they were the day that they were still in disbelief this is happening. Just my personal opinion.
every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain that I've never known pain like this before.
And walk me through the events that happen, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about.
So this is not, you can see the kind of the roll of the the satire right there. Okay, you got to blow it up, but you can see a skin roll under that. It's not a cloth. There's no cloth there. All right, now we're getting into what happened that day. Does it bode with the Dutch's interview and the WSMV interview, or are we going to hear some differences in the story? Let's find out.
We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. We had dinner that evening, and when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime, and then some. I let him
Sorry, I got to remember to turn my mic back on. So we have her stating that now we know unequivocally that we have a child that came home from the steakhouse, went to his room, and was playing up until the time that he went to bed. Now, a new information just hit in this interview that he was up past his normal time. She just told in the last 2 interviews that he went to bed at 9 p.m. Now we're hearing a slight change in the story, a slight change in the story. Let's just go back ever so slightly.
We had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime, and then some. I let him stay up a little late.
So now he stayed up a little late. And she had to add that in there. Why? This is different from the first 2 interviews. Oh, is Auntie E in here? Well, hello, Auntie E. It's nice to see you. I'm Bullhorn Betty. Let me put myself up there. Hi, Auntie E. It's nice to see you. I'm Bullhorn Betty. I'm a crazy blonde with a bullhorn. I do it for good causes, though. But it's nice to meet you, love.
And when I told him to go to bed, he's like, I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies. And he went to bed.
So still no idea whether or not this child took a shower, brushed his teeth, changed his clothes. She still didn't give a specific time when he did go to bed, other than he stayed up later than he usually does. But we've been told in the other 2 interviews that that he went to bed at 9. So right at 9, as a matter of fact. So that's interjected. And now we still don't hear anything about taking out the garbage. Let's see what else we don't hear or hear.
And I went to bed around midnight.
There's another midnight.
Everything seemed fine. And
everything seemed fine how? At midnight.
And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house. And that's when I panicked.
And when you panicked, what did you do?
So here we have her panicking. This is the first time we heard her use the word panic that I recall.
First thing I did was call my husband.
3.5 hours away. Not the neighbors to see if they saw him walking down the road. Not, going and asking the school if he showed up. No, the first person she calls is the last person she got off the phone with.
And I said, he's not here. My husband said, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not in the house. And he said, immediately just started, did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here? And I ran through the house. And at that point, I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And
hysterical?
We three-wayed the police.
So no leaving of the house. No leaving of the house. So now we have 3 interviews. 3 interviews, okay? The 3rd, the 4th, and I believe this is the 6th that was published on the 7th. We don't have her leaving the house, driving around. We don't have Sebastian taking out the garbage. And now we have the word panic and staying up later than normal. But she told in the other 2 interviews he went to bed at 9. She did not elaborate what time he went to bed on this interview. Is somebody taking notes? We're having a quiz. We're having a pop quiz.
And I'm within minutes they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast.
So why do you think, let me ask this question. Why do you think she kept the driving, the leaving of the home out of every story up to this point? Does anybody have an idea of why? True crime addict says I'll make 100%. Michelle's dogs at Michelle. Hold on. What does it say? Hold on. Michelle dog asking where Sebastian is. That's the part I always thought sounded like they put him outside as punishment because she says he's not here. Sebastian's missing because CP already knew he was put outside. Yeah, possibly. She missed hearing a noise. She was going to say peed off, so hysterical, a new word. The dogs now barking is so telling. I don't know how they're still free. Where is Sebastian? It's been clear as day since after the first week that they are something's not right, no doubt. Oh, peas in a pod. It's nice to see you. To get on camera, alibi, to meet someone. Yeah, to meet someone. And we hear that there was somebody over at Worsham's. So why are we at day 11? We still have not heard that this child put out the garbage or that she left the home. It sounds like something else. Law enforcement received a tip, a lead, or something and went back to them at some point to question them about it. And now they have to interject it. I don't know where it's not being interjected here. Let's see what else they have to say. Let me just see what you guys had to say. Go back and look at the reporter's facial expressions when she asked KP that. Okay, let's go back. Oh, she talks a little minute, like a whole minute. Let's go back. We'll go back to the beginning and listen to her and look at her facial expressions.
No leads, nothing caught on video. Your son has been missing for 11 days now. How does that make you feel as parents?
Dead silence. They're contemplating what they're going to say.
I mean, I don't have words to describe how I'm feeling right now. I mean, every day is harder than the last. I mean, we're out, we're looking, we're trying to make sure that everyone stays looking and doesn't let his face fall to the bottom of a.
I didn't think about that. Because they would have loaded up in the garage. Nobody would have saw the person. Now, this if it's possible. Is it possible that they saw somebody's vehicle at Worsham's? Oh my. I just thought of something. Is it possible? This is just brains. It may not be. This is just a theory. Don't take it as fact. Nothing like that. What if the video, the light video, where they had the vehicle, which we kind of believe, at least for me, I'm not going to say we because I don't want to state my whole entire audience believes the same as I do. But for me, I believe that the vehicle that we saw captured on that camera, the haze of a outline of a vehicle, was potentially the step grandmother's. Okay, that's just my opinion, and it's based because of that overlay that we had done. Now, what if that vehicle was parked on the way from Memphis, calls the mom and says, I need you to do something for me? What if step grandfather and step grandmother drop the SUV off at Warsham's. What if stepfather goes to Warsham's, parks his vehicle, takes that car, goes over there, and the step grandmother was dropped off there to pick up her vehicle? Is that possible? Or is it possible the light coming from the vehicle was actually the step grandmother going to the house to help the mom with whatever needs to be happened? Now, I don't know if that's true. It's taking it into kind of a movie type theatrics versus being clean, but things could happen. It's a perspective that I never thought about before. They saw the vehicle. We know that somebody left the house and went toward that vehicle over at Warsham's. If that's the case, possibly. I didn't say probably, but I did say possibly. There is a possibility of an alternative theory here, without a doubt.
A feed or get covered by some other nonsense. I mean, we just want our boy home.
When you walked in Monday morning and didn't see
so far, thank you, Shirley. Shirley also made it for the people that are making notes. The thud has not been interjected at all in these 3 interviews either. These are the first interviews that they gave that they had an opportunity to say what happened. And there's a lot of now known critical information that was missing from these interviews. Why? It's either they didn't want people knowing about them, or they're adding them to the story for some reason.
Sebastian in his room. What was your gut reaction?
My very first reaction was, oh, he got up and got breakfast. But when I realized he actually wasn't in the house, I've never experienced sheer panic in the way that I did. And basically for every minute since that, not knowing where your child is a pain that I've never known pain like this before.
And walk me through.
She's looking at him very intently. You know, she's talking about a pain she's never felt before, but not showing that pain she's never felt before. She's just very anesthetized, in my opinion. Just my opinion.
Through the events that happened, you know, from Sunday leading up to Monday when you didn't see him that morning.
Sunday, we were out and about. We had a really good day. We were out doing our thing, running around. You know, we had dinner that evening. And when we came home, we had a pretty good evening together as well. He was playing right up until bedtime, and then some. I let him stay up a little late. And when I told him to go to bed, you know, he's like, I love you, Mom. I love you, puppies.
I have somebody in here that says that they're blocked and they don't know why. It's from a Brenda. If you're in here and you're watching, you'll need to send me the URL for your account. I'll show you guys how to find your URL for your account. Remind me before we close up, and I'll show you where you can find it. And if you are blocked, it looks like I'm having some internet issues at the moment. Give me just a second. Let it pass. But if you are blocked and you wish to be unblocked, please let me know who you are and your URL. And depending on the circumstances, we will get you unblocked. Oh, hey, big boy. It's nice to see you, my love. Hopefully you're doing well. 5D, Jen Hub, it's nice to see you.
And he went to bed. And I went to bed around midnight.
Again with midnight.
Everything seemed fine. And when I went to wake him up for school, that's when I couldn't find him. He wasn't in his room, and he wasn't in the house. And that's when I panicked.
And when you panicked, what did you do?
First thing I did was call my husband, and I said, he's not here. My husband said, what do you mean he's not here? I said, he's not in the house. And he said, immediately just started, did you check here? Did you check there? Did you look here? And I ran through the house. And at that point, I was hysterical, for lack of a word. And we three-wayed the police. And
Immediately three-way the police. This is the first time we heard that they three-way. So they immediately three-way the police. No leaving, no nothing. Okay, now we're back to where we were.
I'm within minutes they were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast. And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing, like she said,
Chris wasn't even asked a question. And he has to clean up. Let's go back just a few seconds. Listen to what she says and listen to how he interjects yet again. This is the first time that we hear him. Well, no, it's not. Duchess, he interjected after she made her statements. He wanted to make those things crystal clear and transparent about the 3-hour call. But here he's not even asked a question. He just has to say something. He feels compelled to say something to clean up whatever she said incorrectly. Let's see how he handles himself.
When I got the phone call that he was missing,
hold on.
They were here. I couldn't tell you exactly how long. I know it was fast. And we haven't found him.
When I got the phone call that he was missing, like she said, we asked questions like, where's he at? Check this, check that. And then we called the sheriff's department. I called the sheriff's department. I stayed on the phone pretty much most of the time.
Stayed on the phone most of the time. I never knew she spoke. So how did he stay on the phone most of the time with the sheriff's office? That would imply she spoke, and she's adamant that she didn't speak to law enforcement that morning. He took care of everything. One thing I've noticed so far, now it might come up, but so far, nothing about him being on his crane or working at the time he received the call.
And then while I was at work, I asked for a relief, got a relief, got in my truck from Memphis and made my way to Nashville.
So it sounds like he immediately requested relief, got relief, and came home immediately. Everything seems immediately. We know that there has been some major changes in this immediate that comes out later. Let's just keep listening.
And that was, I guess, Monday?
The morning that he was missing, yes.
Okay. And so what was your reaction when you got that call from your wife that Sebastian was missing?
Initially, I was like, oh, he's goofing around again. Here we go. He's like hiding. And then when we talked about the places to check and he's not there, I was like, okay, stop. Instantly. Call the police.
Instantly call the police. We know that she was on the phone with him by 6:03 in the morning. We'll say by 6:08, 6:10, the phone should have been ringing to law enforcement. Let's see what happens.
Instantly. I'm a black and white kind of guy.
Black and white kind of guy.
So.
And to your knowledge, he didn't take shoes with him, right? He locked the door on his way out. Or I guess, what are some of the things that you think he did as he left?
We checked for all of his shoes, and none of them are missing. The door was locked.
And what was there some discrepancy as to what he was wearing when he went to bed, or what was he last seen wearing? What was he wearing to bed that night?
When he went to bed, he was wearing black sweatpants with white.
It is a tablecloth. Look at that. What's wrong? You can clearly see it's a tablecloth. I thought somebody was sitting there, but it's not. It's definitely a tablecloth. We now know nobody was in that chair. There's the tablecloth. There's the proof in the pudding, and that's the shirt I saw with the fat rolls.
White stripes down the side. And he had on a black, long sleeve black shirt with a print on the front. I'm pretty sure it was one of his
like Star Wars or Halloween or
even Minecraft.
Yeah,
those are the three main
it's
things.
The three things that majority is on his clothes.
Yeah.
Boy, he has his flavors.
And obviously you guys are going through the unimaginable, and then, getting a lot of like the kickback that you've seen on social media. I mean, how much worse has that made it for you two to go through something like this?
Honestly, we stopped looking at it. There's a lot of terrible people in this world.
They stopped looking at it. Well, if they had stopped looking at it, I doubt I would have protective orders because they would not know what I'd be doing. So I doubt they stopped looking at it.
And I don't want to waste energy on any of that. I want the focus on finding our son.
But they didn't keep it there, did they? They did focus on that. They did focus on that. They focused on everybody silencing them because of the obvious.
The facts are the facts. I mean, the police know the facts. And all I ask of anyone is, if they're able and willing, is to help find him, help spread his flyer, help look for him, call in if you know anything or see anything.
Well, let's discuss what we did. We went out there looking for him. We followed information. We took we looked at the lay of the land. We went to all the places that they stated. We posted flyers, and you know what? Some people got their tires slashed. Some people got their serpentine belts ripped off their car, and some people went to jail when they didn't even commit a crime. Yeah, these people want help finding their child. We all know where the problems lie.
But we just ask that people focus on finding Sebastian.
And he's never done anything like that before, right? Just kind of walked out of the house.
He's not a runner. This is not normal for him to run away. He's not a runner.
And any places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what we've been asked.
Didn't answer the question. He was told to stay in the home. And he goes into telling her what he wants her to ask him and what his answer needs to be, not the answer at hand. Let's go back. Let's listen. Listen to the question.
He's not a runner.
And any places, I guess, I know you guys have been told to stay in the house, right? Just in case he comes home.
We are doing what we've been asked to do by the law enforcement agencies and everybody involved. I am not going to divulge anything more than that.
Yeah. But
But we know that isn't true, because they can't go out and search. They can't go out to search, but they can go to barbecue. They can go out and eat. They can go out and motorcycle shop. They can go out and harass people. But we know that they can't go out of the house. Law enforcement told them not to leave the house in case he shows up. But they can take a trip to Memphis in the middle of the heart of searches. That makes a lot of sense.
trying to ask, I guess, next is if you were to go out and search right now, if people want to help search, what types of places would you guys look at that he could maybe be at?
Anywhere and everywhere. At this point,
It's been 11 days. He could be anywhere.
And everywhere.
Yeah, they've searched the woods, they've searched parks, they've searched creeks.
Anywhere and everywhere. Except don't go to their family, don't go around their house, don't go to their community, don't go where this child was frequently at. Don't go to any place that you know that this child would or could be at, but anywhere else you can search.
They've searched at this point, it anything and everything.
Anywhere that he could be staying out of the weather or getting food, or I mean, honestly, at this point, he could genuinely be anywhere.
How hopeful are you two that he will come home?
I will never give up hope on finding my child.
Optimism is at its highest, regardless.
Really? Does those require POs? And as somebody that you don't like saying things, I guess that's what it means. Rhetorical, of course.
Our son is out there. We're going to find him.
And now publicly, like obviously police are now investigating a landfill. People are speaking out about that. What are your thoughts about that?
Everybody has an opinion and their assumptions, and they are entitled to those. But as I've stated before, all we've asked people to do is to look at the facts, not what everybody's putting out there. If they have questions, call the law enforcement agencies, and they'll give you whatever they can give you. But the assumptions are just that. They are an assumption, your opinions. We pray for everybody, for hopefully this never happens to you. And if it ever does, then you'll understand. But I pray it doesn't.
And they're doing their job. They're looking everywhere they can their goal is the same. We just want to find him.
If you could say something to Sebastian, if he's listening right now, what would you say to him?
I would say that we love you and we miss you and we want you to come home. And just know that we all care about you so much.
You're not in trouble. That door's unlocked and waiting for you to come home. Your puppies miss you. Your family misses you. I miss you. Just come home.
Anything else that you two want to add or clear up or anything like that? Okay.
Just help us find our son.
Just help us find our son. Interesting. Okay. Recent research indicates that children with autism are at risk of maltreatment. We have examined news media reports on homicides involving children with autism as victims in the United States between 2000 and 2019. Of the 52 victims studied, 47 or 90.4% were males. Ages of victims ranged from 2 to 20 years old, means equals to 10.4 plus 5.3 years. Parents and other caregivers account for 63.5% and 13.5% of predators, respectively. The leading injury mechanism was gunshot wound, 23.1%, followed by drowning at 19.2%, and suffocation and strangulation or asphyxiation at 19.2%. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger for you guys to read. Oh, hold on, I'm hitting the wrong button. Let me get back over here. Can you guys read that a little better? Okay, I think that's a little bit better for you guys. 19.2% for asphyxiation. The most commonly cited contributing factor, 47.1%, was overwhelming stress from care for the autistic child. These results underscore the importance of support services for caregivers or of children with autism. Autism spectrum disorder, ASD, is a developmental disability characteristic by persistent deficits in social communication and interaction and restrictive and repetitive patterns. Symptoms typically appear before age 3 years, and last throughout adulthood. The United States report prevalence of ASD has increased over the past 2 decades. In 2016, 1 in 54 children were diagnosed with ASD, increasing from 1 in 150 children. That's huge. What caused all of that? ADS is approximately 4 times as common among males as females, and the reported prevalence is higher in non-Hispanic white children, followed by non-Hispanic Black, Hispanic, Asian, Pacific Islander children. Parents of children with ADS face unique joys and challenges. These challenges often increase as the child ages, including intense financial and emotional demands. In a previous study, the most common source of stress expressed by parents include uncontrollable child behavior and development, uncertainty in the etiology of SAD, financial costs, family relationships, uncertainty with the future, and accessing ADS-related services. Parents and caregivers often report feeling misunderstood by others, including healthcare providers, family members. Mental, physical, and financial stresses contribute to most of the challenges imposed on parents giving care to children with ADS, with parents experience the highest level of major depression disorder and depressive symptoms. In addition, research indicates individuals with ASD are more likely to have parents with pre-existing psychiatric disorders such as schizophrenia, social phobia, and personality disorders, which may further contribute to the challenges. Studies have also documented the pivotal role that social support plays in helping parents with children with ASD to successfully manage potential stressors, including the importance of easy access to ADS-related services, quality health care for their children, and respite care. It is important to recognize parents and family resilience as positive contributors to raising a child with ASD. In previous studies, it was found that 2 major necessary factors for resilience are the family's ability to utilize resources and family member cooperation with each other for the child's well-being. Now, I don't know if what kind of resources they had, because we were told they didn't really get a whole lot because of their income. So they were paying a lot of stuff out of pocket. In a previous study, it was found that 2 major necessary, we read that. In some instances, having a child with ADS may strengthen a family's relationship. Thus, parents who possess resilience indicators may be better able to manage stressors associated with caring for their child. So we've got some statistics. I want people that are just coming in to hear these statistics. These statistics are not good. And this is from, let me just put this up here clear so everybody can see it. Let me take that off. There you go. And it says recent research indicates that children with autism are at risk of maltreatment. The very first sentence in this publication. Okay. We examine news media reports on homicide incidences involving children with autism as victims in the United States, and it was over a 19-year span from 2000 to 2019. Of the 52 victims studied, 47, 90%, over 90%, almost 90.5% were male. Of the victims ranged from in ages of the victims range from 2-year-old to 20-year-old. That means, and I don't understand that there. I'll have to research that because it's very unclear when it says mean equals 10.4 plus 5.3 years. I guess they're saying that, from 15 to 16, I guess. I don't know. Parents and caregivers accounted for 63.5% of the predators. Parents and caregivers, 63%. That is some pretty strong statistics. Pretty strong statistics. The leading injury mechanism was gunshot wound at 23.1%. I mean, 23% of the time it was gun, followed by drowning at 19.2, which is equal to the suffocation, strangulation, and asphyxiation at also 19.2%. If you guys have been following me, you know that is that 19.2% is where I think this case is. And it's because of that Saturday picture of him at Costco, as you can see a thumbprint on his Adam's apple. The most common cited contributor factor, 47.1. So this is the contributing factor as to why these children were unalived. And it was the overwhelming stress from caring for the autistic child. 47.1%, almost half, was the overwhelming stress from caring for the autistic child. It does not help to have a step parent that absolutely hates the child and doesn't understand and thinks they're going to be able to punish them into normalcy. These are statistical, this is statistics. This is a published study. A published study. PubMed Central. This is the National Library of Medicine. National Library of Medicine. Okay. So this is not some bunk article that, a news organization did. What is that? Oh, let me take this off now. I keep hearing some feedback in my. Are you guys hearing feedback? I just heard some feedback. I think it was from the Facebook for some reason. Sorry if there was some feedback. So there you guys have it. I know we're rolling around to 2 hours, but you and I know we haven't had an opportunity to really sit in the office and dive into some of these things and look at what is really going on here. We know that right up here, we're at 11 days that since this child was missing. That's where we are in this story because we're going back. Why are we doing this? The reason why this channel is doing this is because of all the misinformation and disinformation campaigns going out there for damage control over this mother and stepfather. And I want to make sure everybody is crystal clear on the facts of this case because they're getting skewed. And they're getting skewed intentionally. They're getting skewed intentionally by a bunch of felons and criminals on this platform that are helping a family. We do not help people that we perceive could possibly have hurt or harmed a child. We don't give them one dime. We do not support them one iota. If there's any reason why I would ever, because I don't need to work with any family member. You guys know we run these cases. Look at Summer Wells. Didn't stop me one bit. Didn't stop me one bit. So I'm fine not working with either side, mom, stepdad, or father. If I truly believe the father stunk to high heaven, I do not believe that. I believe that this man moved to be closer to his son so he could have more time and spend more quality time with his son. I believe he got a job closer to him to spend more time with his son. And while the mom and stepdad were having marital problems and this child was just a pawn, the boy's father, Seth Rogers, wanted him to come live with him. Happy to have him full time, has always wanted his son full time. Finally, it was becoming a reality. And he goes to work at 7 o'clock on February 25th. And if I had everything I know about Seth, I guarantee he was there more than 15 minutes early for his shift. Because if you're there 15 minutes before your shift, you're already late. You know, he's that kind of guy. So I'm almost confident that he got there before 7 p.m. on the 25th. Normal day, talked to his son just a few days ago. And here we are. And by the time he gets off work, his entire world is flipped upside down. And all he did was go to work. Just a normal day. There are a lot of people in my chat that have had experiences like that, where it was just a normal day and then boom. Everything comes crumbling down and everything is just a chaotic, confusing mess. And typically in a situation where you have a child missing, it doesn't matter how much hate the parents have. Listen, my mom and my dad, they don't talk. Okay? They don't talk. I guarantee I'm 45 years old. If something happened to me and I was, boom, poof, gone, I evaporated out of my own bed, I can guarantee you my mom and my father would be in the same damn room trying to figure out what in the world happened to me. There would not be any fighting. There would not be any cussing. There may be some, sly comments here and there. If you just did her like a little more, right? But it doesn't even matter. You want to know where my parents would be? They would be together. They would be fighting together. They can't stand to sit in the same room together, but I guarantee their butts would be in the same room together for their adult, late-aged daughter. There's not a question in my mind. Why can't the family that lost this child work with the family that didn't lose this child? Why would the family that lost this child run off to a different state, leaving the one that didn't lose this child holding the bag and dealing with the mess? I know military. I come from a military family. My uncle was in the Navy for 20 or 30 years. My stepdad is a Marine, okay? Never in my life have I ever heard that your duty in the military is to leave a man behind. As a matter of fact, I've always been taught that their code is to never leave a man behind. Is that just for the military? Or does that go for your family as well? I don't know. I'm just confused. Maybe somebody in the military can tell me, because that's the way I was taught from my military family. You don't leave a man behind. I don't know how many millions of dollars over our century or 2 centuries we've been in existence have we not spent to go actually get our people and bring them back to our soil. These are just some questions and some issues I have. You're darn right. Who said that? Hold on, let me go up here. Exactly, peas in a pod. The Petitos came together. You know who else came together? Riley Strain's family. You saw stepmom, stepfather, mom, and dad, united front, all dealing with the same spokesperson. Why? Because they had nothing to hide. Their goal was the same goal, to find their son. all of their past problems, their divorce, how much they hate, they don't care. Because their love for their child was so large that all those petty issues mattered nil. Mattered nil. But we don't have that in this case. We have very specific behaviors. And those are the ones that need explaining. How can these people pack up and go to a different state? How can these people stop communication with the father? How can these people? There's a lot of questions. I could go on and on for days with the questions I would have and still do have. This case doesn't make sense for the obvious reasons. There's something not right with the story. We're keen. We do this every day. Does law enforcement do this every day? Of course they do. Of course they do. But there's something in the Tennessee water where when they have a missing kid, they believe the parents. And that has put more and more of the children of Tennessee in jeopardy. We demand that Tennessee start following the National Center of Missing and Exploited Children. And if you do not have the funds to do it, find them. Those slush funds need to be gone because that money is needed in forensic testing when these children go missing and there's no good answer as to why. No forensics testing at Seth's house, no forensic testing at his home where he spent the majority of his time, nothing. That, my friend, is why I'm so angry with the state of Tennessee. And until those facts start changing, I'm going to constantly be dogging on the state of Tennessee and their handling of these missing children. Something has to change. Something has to get done. And we need to bring these children home. Furthermore, Tennessee, fix your flipping infrastructure. A lot of these problems can be handled by you getting internet services in these areas and using those big, beautiful trees you got out there on those mountains to do it. Why is it important? Because the phones track people. Do we like being tracked? Do we like our privacy being intruded on? Of course not. But when you have a state where children just go missing, you know these are solvable cases, but you won't try anything without a body or a confession. You need to do more. It's your responsibility to keep your people safe in your state. And the most vulnerable population we have in the United States are our children. Do it for the kids, Tennessee. Stand up for the children. Start fighting like they're your own children. Let's bring these kids home. Let's put the monsters behind bars. Let's seek justice. That's what we need. That's what we need. All right, guys, we're at the end of the show. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you guys got something out of it. Go check out that helicopter footage. I think there might be some things. If you see anything that's interesting, please email me at bullhornbetty@gmail.com. That's bullhornbetty@gmail.com. As always, thank you all for allowing me to bend your ear over this beautiful boy, 15 years old, 5'5", 120 pounds. He's got brown hair, light brown hair to dirty blonde hair, brown eyes, wears glasses, and was missing or went missing from the Long Hollow Pike community. He needs to be found. He's somewhere out there. I'm thankful that I see some more boats going in the waters. I'm very thankful that people are out there truly searching. I'm sorry for the property damage you're undergoing for this case. What I would definitely suggest is it's time to start having somebody sit over in a corner and start videotaping all the cars. And if anybody approaches the cars, zoom in on that person, immediately call 911 and try to get whoever is doing all this behind bars. Do a sting. Law enforcement won't do it. They're too busy protecting these parents and throwing people that don't commit crimes in jail to shut them up. So we don't have a whole lot of faith with law enforcement out there that clearly are working for the mom and stepdad, not the victim. So that's where we stand. Guys, you make it a great day. Don't forget to be fearless. If you see something, say something. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. And until next time, please be safe. But more importantly, let's be kind to one another. God bless. It's me, Jen. Is so good. Okay, so I forgot. Don't leave just yet. I forgot. We're going to show you guys how to find your URL on your channel. Okay, this is for all the people that have been blocked. If you have been blocked and you would like to not be blocked anymore, okay, we can do that. But I want you guys to come over here and follow the steps. So you go up here to your thumbnail. Do you guys see that? Let me just make sure I got this. You see this? This is your little thumbnail right there in the corner. You see that? You got a little, it probably has a letter on it. You just hit that. Right here it says go to your channel. Let me see if I can make this bigger. Hold on. There we go. So now you're going, so here's the little thumbnail that you hit. Then you're going to go to your channel. And up here at the top, which you can't see, let me go back down. Minus. Okay. Up above here is a search bar. So when you're on this page, up at the top, let me see if I can change the screen, what you're seeing. Hold on a second. Let me see, Windows. I think this one will show you. Okay, there's no sound to this one. So up here at the top, right here in the search bar, this is your URL. Okay, so let's go back to that again. You go here, you go to your channel. Everybody has one. And right up here is where you cut and paste from and give me your URL. Okay, everybody has a URL, even if you're not a content creator. You will need to send me this unique URL to your account in the email to bullhornbetty@gmail.com in order for me to find you and unblock you. This is the easiest way to do it because I will not go through my 500 people that are blocked to go find your unique name. That if you want to be unblocked, you got to do some legwork for it, even if you feel that the blocking was by mistake or by accident. But if you are here, I will tell you, if I put you on my unblock list and your URL comes up again as blocked, I'm going to assume that you're doing something in the channel chat that's getting you blocked and will not relinquish you from being blocked again. Okay? Because like I said, you don't have to like me, but we all have to be adults. And it is a privilege to be in my chat, not a right. I've designed this channel to be that way. So if you cannot handle yourself in a respectable manner, I don't want you here. Even when you are presented with, crap, I still expect you to act like a freaking adult, not a 2-year-old child. Okay? Oh, thank you, Michelle. Sent you an email, love. Thank you, Jen. It's nice to see you. So I just wanted to make sure that if you guys received a gifted membership, make sure that you thank the person that gifted you the membership. Okay, that's all I got. So now you guys can rock it out with your coffee beans out, and we'll go out with a different exit. Have a great day, guys.
From the East Coast to the West Coast, we are everywhere true crime is. We are asking for the public's help. We are searching in the woods. We are doing what it takes here on the Bullhorn Betty channels to find answers to the most alarming cases we have been watching on the news. I can tell you personally that I have traveled this entire country seeking these answers and bringing that content right here to you here on the Bullhorn Betty channels and Bullhorn Betty Crime Stories. We are happy with the work that we've done. We brought many answers to the public, and we have defied mainstream media in our pursuit of the truth in these cases. We will continue to work, we will continue to fight for these victims, and we will continue to tell their stories here on my channels. Welcome to the Bullhorn Betty brand of channels and the Coffee Club. Thank you for your love, thank you for your support, and more importantly, thank you for allowing me to bring these victims' stories to each and every one of you, advocating for each of these victims. God bless you. God bless America, and more importantly, God bless our victims.